Thank you very much, Mr. President. I rise to pay tribute to the life and legacy of Congressman Robert Bobby Garcia, as we know him, a tremendous figure in the world of politics, and as was mentioned in the resolution, served in this body as a member of the New York State Senate, representing the seat that I currently hold right now. Bob Garcia was a trailblazer at a time when we did not have the level of Latino representation that we do now in government. We take for granted so much now of representation in communities like East Harlem and the South Bronx. But Bobby Garcia was coming up at a time when we didn't have that level of empowerment. And we stand on his shoulders and many of the other pioneers who worked so hard to ensure that the representation in government was reflective of the communities that they were serving. So it was mentioned in the resolution the long and prestigious career of Bobby Garcia, both in the State Assembly and right here in this chamber in the New York State Senate. But his years in Congress were exceptional, especially in 1979, when he made history by introducing a bill to establish the national holiday for American hero and civil rights leader, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. And it was through that level of perseverance and the groundswell of so many others that we have that important holiday on our calendar today. It's important to note that Bobby Garcia was ahead of his time in understanding the need for coalitions in order to create government in a way that was so important. In neighborhoods like East Harlem and the South Bronx, which are so incredibly diverse, being able to have ethnic coalitions and racial coalitions around issues that were progressive and of critical importance was so important to him. I, as a youngster, had the good fortune of knowing Bobby Garcia, a tremendous friend to my father, Congressman Serrano, to my family, and I always knew him to be one of the most kind and intellectual people I'd ever met. A gentle giant, someone who I looked up to, someone who I understood that even though at that time politics was far more bare-knuckle than it is today, he never lost his gentle touch and his ability to win over constituents through his intellect, through his sincerity, and through his passion. So it really is a somber occasion, but also an opportunity to celebrate his tremendous life. And with us today, we have his son in the gallery. We have his son, Kenneth Garcia, Kenneth's wife, Darlene, his children, Christian, Matthew, and Isabel, along with other relatives and family friends. I also like to pay tribute and recognize all of the friends and family, his wife Jane in Puerto Rico, and all of those who knew and cared and understood the importance of Bobby Garcia. He was a trailblazer in the Latino community, one who I've always been very admirable of, and I thank all of my colleagues here in the State Senate for recognizing his life and legacy. Thank you.